Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 24 of the Roast Podcast. I'm your host, Sam Davis, joined by my co-host, Adam. He's not here yet. He's still upstairs. I just decided to start off a roast podcast without him because I got tired of waiting. Wow, what a great person I am. Yeah, so about the mic situation, episode 23, that was pretty annoying. I went to edit it just then and found out that this new mic I got, brand new, bloody Blue Yeti, white Blue Yeti, it doesn't sync after a certain amount of time of recording. It can't follow whatever, the video's doing. It can't sync up. I've had this problem with mics in the past. They just don't sync. This one does. iPhone mics do it really well. It just keeps on a perpetual motion with what you're recording externally with the video. But yeah, they're not connected to one another, so that's bound to happen. It was just disappointing we didn't have these recording at the same time, just in case. We should have done that, just in case. But oh well, that's fine. Shit happens. You're bound to have technical issues on a podcast. And with this new setup, though, it's very disappointing. This was freaking months in the making. So excited with that new big mic. It was just going to sound incredible. And then no, it doesn't want to do it. So yeah, that mic I have was already only planned for audio only videos where I do commentaries and put footage over the top, but now it's definitely only for short recordings and only for, not for something where I'm using an old as fuck computer. Maybe that was the reason why I wouldn't do it, because the computer couldn't keep up. Who knows? Very disappointing though, extremely disappointing. Yeah, it was filmed on the same day though, so these both filmed on the same day. And on this episode of the Roast Podcast, I don't know what we're doing. I think we're just fucking around. We're going to maybe go for a walk in the forest. Who knows? And have a look at the tree house that's been demolished. Maybe make that part of the podcast. Depends how long until Adam has to go. But we're just down here vibing, filming in this room. This is the same as the video podcast we did. I'd start the video podcast because Adam was taking fucking ages. God damn it. Over the online podcast, that's it. I just started because I'm like, Adam fucking taking ages. I'll just start recording and talk for like 15 minutes. And that's what I'm doing here. I rarely do podcasts just saying what's on my mind by myself in a room. Lewis Spears does it. I don't know how he does it. Every single Sunday he makes a podcast. He must just love, spilling his guts out, talking himself. I couldn't imagine doing a podcast by myself. That'd be tough. That takes true dedication. That's crazy. I do little video diaries that are coming soon, actually, to the channel that just has my full name. Fucking hairs on this thing. Oh god, it looks gross from the Bob Ross video. Coming very soon if it hasn't been released yet at the time of this video. Yeah, I mean, I'm keen to do some, story time videos, guys. Oh god, where I'm just holding the camera telling a story, something like that. I'm keen, very keen. I think that's Adam on his way now. I can tell from the water running. He's washing his hands after taking a shit. Fucking hell, Jesus Christ, what is this video? He's gonna walk in and just be like, why are you sitting there talking to a mic? And I'll be like, you are late, 3 minutes and 43 seconds late to the fucking podcast. Jesus, this is really bad. This is the same as the ones I did when it was just me having to talk by myself to start a podcast for like the first 10 minutes with this computer setup. It was really bad, really terrible. I could just talk about my job right now and shit talk that, even though there's not much shit talking to be done about that right now because I think I'm getting paid for not even going. But that's Adam on his way. Good news, he's on his way. Yeah, job. Adam's doing pretty well working at the hospital, as you heard from the last podcast. I can't believe he works there. It's pretty good effort. And I'm working at a drive-in movie theater, which is fucking easy compared to working in a hospital. It's mad respect working at a hospital. That'd be tough work. I should talk about this setup, actually. I had the idea after Ennui had the two guys across from each other on the table. I thought, why don't I just do us facing the camera here? I mean, you have to turn your neck a lot when the other person's talking. But I figured, why don't I just do that? And then Ennui beat me to it and did it for his podcast. So I was like, fuck, well, what do I do now? I'm not going to change it. I may as well just go with what I was going to go with. My dog's barking like crazy. His setup's so professional though, because he always films it with no background noise, with no echo. The room he films it in, the backdrop looks incredible. I mean, look at this. There's shit in the wall. There's fucking. You can see these things. You can see the side of this. It's nowhere near as good. I mean, if I was obsessed with podcasts and that was like a main aspect of what I do on YouTube, I'd probably make it look way better than this. But no, I just like doing the odd podcast every now and then. Making one with Adam, doing some shit talking, and hopefully Inebriated Individuals, the podcast returns for that, because I did enjoy, the big day, preparing the room, setting it up, getting the lights going, getting the fucking vibes, getting, full freaking... I was a good process. Hopefully one day I could do that again. I don't know who... I'm going to need some not different guests. I don't know who's going to come on the next Inebriated Individuals podcast. That's the thing. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to do with that podcast. It's a tough one, because that's one where I want to have different guests every episode. Only repeat guests maybe once. Only have the same guest on, maybe twice. That's it. So that one's going to be tough. That's going to be very hard to film. But, eventually we'll get that one going. But for now, I'm enjoying the roast podcast. Adam, I thought he was on his way. Apparently he's not, though. Son of a bitch. Fucking hell. God damn it. Why don't I just talk about my YouTube channel in 2021, because I haven't spoken about that yet. That's been laying fucking dead for a couple months now. Shush, dog. Sam's Movies in 2021. I think it's season 7 we're up to now. It's crazy. There's going to be commentary videos. Basically any series like YouTube Investigator, Internet Inspector, any of those ones that had me with video now are audio only. They don't have the full setup with the backdrop and everything. Nah, it's all gone. That might return one day. But for now, those have gone to audio versions. I'm keen to do them though. I'm keen to go back to them. There's going to be a lot of audio content in 2021. And then there will be video only content of like crazy shit we're filming. I don't know. We're going to take a slide to the freaking cliffs and slide off a cliff. That should be a great video. But yeah, it should be a crazy year. I hope it's going to be a good year for my YouTube channel. That's the aim. There still needs to be a lot of planning though. A lot of planning. It's something where it's, this has to be an important year for me or else let's just say that I want to double my subscribers. That's a huge goal actually. By the end of 2021 I have 10,000. I've just doubled my subs completely. I've got 5k by the start of 2021. It would have been by the end, but YouTube disabled my ads. Dedicated was shit. So yeah, we got to find a way to fix that. But yeah, this has been a riveting podcast so far, guys. Adam, is that him? Was those his footsteps? For the love of God, Adam, please enter the room. I don't know what to talk about. I'm talking about my boring ass. Is that him? Talking about my boring ass YouTube channel, and it's not interesting especially the way I'm describing it. It sounds like it's going to be a shit year on my YouTube channel. Jesus Christ. Oh no. Actually, I'm keen. There's a few videos coming up that I'm very keen for. It's a shame this studio I was filming, I was filming Internet Inspector with these lights. I only did that once. I set up these lights purpose built for that fucking series, and I only did one episode with the lights, but that's all right. Internet Inspector, used to have this pretty cool setup here, but that was probably back in the day when not even that long ago, like only 6 months ago, but I did everything with video, for the first 6 years of my channel. Not going to happen anymore, sadly. Sometimes I'll do video for, videos by myself, but any video where it's just me, I highly doubt it'll be video. There'll be audio from now on. It's just not my style anymore. That's the tough thing about being a YouTuber. If you change your style too much, it's not good. Nothing really happens with your YouTube channel. But no, we're going to keep going. You just got to keep fucking grinding away. That's all I can say. Same is true with everything. I'm losing my patience right now because Adam has not entered the room. There is 9 minutes, almost 10 minutes elapsed in this new podcast. And we have an empty fucking chair. Adam, please enter the room. You know what? I'm just going to start explaining useless facts. Where I'm sitting right now is actually underground. This used to be dirt, nothing but dirt where I'm sitting in right now. It was, if we went back in a time machine to 10 years ago, I'd be stuck in dirt right now because this entire part of the room was dug out. Not really great for the structure of this house, but my brothers have just decided, they're like, oh, fuck yeah, we'll just dig all this out, turn it into a shed. And it became a shed, and then it became a studio for filming. Well, not for filming initially, for my brother to just chill in. That's all it really was. And then he moved out. Now it's just mine that I use to film all sorts of videos and hang out with my mates and do podcasts that the co-host doesn't rock up for the first 11 minutes of the fucking recording. Adam! Fuck. Oh dear. I wonder if anyone heard that. It's kind of soundproof, this room, sort of. Should I just run away and return? Like what, at the 11 minute? It's the 11 minute mark already. Fuck. Where is he gone? I told him to come down here. I might just have to cut this all out and make it extra. Oh my God. This is a disaster. This is a disastrous episode. I feel like I'm losing my mind talking to a camera by myself. It feels very strange to do. Lewis Spears has done it for 200 episodes plus, probably more than that. That's amazing. I don't know how you do that. I honestly don't know how. I'm literally losing my marbles right now talking to a camera for this long. And Lewis does it every single week or every Sunday. Was it Spearhead Sundays or something? Just Lewis, not even anyone with him. It's just him talking by himself with a mic in his hand about shit that happens in his life or something. Adam, get the fuck down here. Fucking hell. Alright, may as well talk about more upcoming videos because I fucking can't think of anything else to talk about. The Wonka Bar series, it became a series, I guess, because the first one got some views. Oh God, that's in production right now. It's me and a different mate I'm trying to do every single time, going to the store, getting a Wonka Bar, opening it up, seeing if there's a golden ticket. That's basically it. No way. Surely not. Oh my goodness. It's him, finally. The Wonka Bar series, I'll just quickly say, that's in production. We're filming parts every single time I go past the store that sells Wonka Bars. I just pull my phone out and start filming. Here he is. Oh my gosh. Let's get this on record. Here he comes. I got so sick of waiting, I just started recording the podcast. Oh, wow, really? Yeah. So come take a seat, plug your phone in, and let's get going. Let's go. Oh, 13 minutes. 13 minutes elapsed. The first freaking 30 minutes is just the Samcast. Are you not using this anymore? Nah, I give up with that. It doesn't work. It doesn't sync.
It works, but that doesn't.
Yeah. It's probably this. You're right. We'll be careful of the setup. We're in the You're in the podcast right now. It is rolling.
Oh, okay.
This is. I'm not editing this out. This is gonna stay in it. Oh no. And that thing I just recorded probably didn't make the podcast because I don't know how to. Oh, I know how to edit it in, but I can't be fucked. All right, where's your phone? Is it in your pocket?
It's running out of charge.
Are you serious?
Just use your one.
Oh, all right.
Put it in the middle.
Oh
Talk
no.
loud.
Malcolm in the middle. Full bit of middle.
Yeah.
Oh dear. I was talking about nothing for 15 minutes, so we got to talk about something interesting now.
Ah, okay.
Clankers.
Oh.
Let's go.
Clankers.
Fucking hell. What is this garbage?
I don't know.
Why do you have this? I'm going to pop a cap in your... Oh dear. This is rubbish. What were the topics I had on my phone? I can't get them up now because I'm recording with the same phone. Such an oof.
I'm not sure.
I have written down some
YouTube
different
recommended. I just remembered I wanted to mention.
You want to talk
something.
about
I
it?
just
Let's talk about it.
When I went like this, I just remembered this one thing that I got in my fucking YouTube recommended for whatever reason.
Let's go.
It was this clip of a fucking one of those American crime drama TV shows, whatever, like NCIS or some shit. And it was this dude, and he'd come out of a court trial where some kid had murdered his son. Some other kid had murdered his son, and they'd acquitted the other kid because he was like the sort of evil mastermind kind of, and he managed to seed that reasonable doubt, and they, you know, he charmed the jury or whatever. And he comes up, the you know, guilty kid comes up to the father who'd just lost his son, and he's like, "I'm really sorry about what happened to and then he gives him like this shit-eating smirk, and the dad's like, "You're not sorry. You're not sorry for what you did to him."
I might have seen this.
And it got recommended to me, and like at the very end, the guy shoves the man shoves someone out of the way, bodies this like one of the deputies, like the cops that hang around the courthouses, pulled his gun out and shot the kid dead. Shot the kid who'd been and then he gets tackled and stuff, and the kid's been like shot through the heart, so he's gone. And it's like,
Is that the video?
that's the video. It got recommended to me for no fucking reason. I woke up, opened my thing, it was like a Sunday, and it's
was
like
the
the
first thing.
third video that came up as I
Oh,
scrolled
no.
down, and I'm like, what the fuck? YouTube, why are you recommending me this random ass clip from a video I've never ever like searched for before?
Did the cop go to jail for shooting the kid?
No, it wasn't the cop. The father pulled slammed up against his back, pulled it out of the cop's holster, threw the cop away, and then shot the kid. He shot the kid who murdered his son.
It's real.
No, it was a fucking TV show clip. So it was a, you know, dramatized thing.
I thought the whole time you were explaining, I must have missed
Well-
the part where you said it was from a TV show. Did you say it was?
Well,
from
actually,
a TV?
there is a clip of that. You know, that one clip of the guy, and he's at the phone booth, and they bring. It's like at an airport, and they bring the guy past, and you see him at the phone booth. He's like this, and then as the guy goes past, he whips around and shoots him in the side of the head, and you hear the cops running up, and they like tackle the guy, and he basically shoots him, and then has enough time to put the phone back on the hook, and he drops the gun on because they have a little booth around them. He puts the phone back on the hook, drops the gun, and then there's 3 cops on him, and he's on the ground. And they're asking him why. They know they call him by name. They're the cops who like escorted this murderer, because the guy. Well, no, he wasn't a murderer. He was a rapist. He molested the guy's son. But they acquitted him or something.
Is that the one where he falls on the ground and you just see the
you just see, it's at the airport. Yeah, that one's a fucking famous clip.
He's just against the phone. But have you seen the horror stories where he explains the full story of it?
I haven't seen that one.
Horror stories.
I just get the clip sometimes in my recommended for whatever reason.
Horror Stories is one of my favorite YouTube channels. He explains the whole backstory of that thing. I didn't put 2 and 2 together while you were explaining that, and then when you said it was the phone booth in the airport, I was like, I know the whole thing. That's Jody Plauché or whatever his name is, the karate instructor, piece of shit.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I remember it was.
Or was that the name of the dad? Oh, the name of the kid was Jody Plauché.
No, the dude, the karate instructor.
Yeah,
was the dude who got shot.
Yeah, he's the piece of shit.
He was the piece of
raped
shit.
the kid as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Horrible. Yeah, you said that. Fuck.
And that's like, and all the
couldn't put 2 and 2
all the comments were like, "Yep, I'd do that if that was my kid."
You know, they interviewed him like 50 years later, and he's like, "Do you regret killing him?" He's like, "No, I don't regret. Would you do it again?" Yes. It's like, wow, fuck yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I would do it again as well.
As a father, you know, if you're. You know, that's that paternal instinct.
Tell the story
just
about
the burning fire of revenge.
Tell the story about your dad saving you from being hit by a car when you were a little kid. Tell that story. Remember you told me the story about when the car was going really fast through the red light and your dad grabbed you and pulled you back? Come on, you told me this story.
I don't remember this one.
Okay, so you know where that intersection was near 7-Eleven?
Oh
This
yeah,
is when
this didn't happen when I was young.
Oh, how old were you?
I don't know. It was while you were. It was like a year or so before you came to stay.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah. Tell the story. Let's go.
I don't know. It was just like some dude came flying through the intersection.
Red light.
It was a red light, and we were crossing. Dad just like grabs me, pulls me back out of the way of this car, and the guy manages to stop, and Dad just goes off on him. I'm like, ooh, okay, and the dude doesn't. He's just like, ooh,
wow.
and he tries to flee, and Dad kicks his back door in. Yeah.
Steven just freaking yeah.
I think he had at that point his sort of he had his work shoes on, and they were heavy steel-toed boots. So
he would
have put a fair dent in the side of that car.
And the dude just he didn't.
The dude just fucked off. It's like some people in this world really do be like that.
I thought the story was when you were like 5 years old, and the guy would have hit you if he didn't stop, and he just kept screaming through.
Yeah. No,
I forgot.
Yeah, that's all right.
There is one where I've had a few times when I was 5, and I just was going to keep running out into the traffic, and I didn't. My parents stopped me from running.
You're a dumb kid.
I was a really, really retarded, dumb. Oh no.
We were all dumb in our own little way.
No, I was a dumb kid.
Yeah.
And there's the photo, the banner of our channel that we might recreate one day, maybe. No, we will.
We will at some point.
At some point, the photo of us on the playground, and the freaking part where that photo was taken has now been demolished, and there's only like something that sort of looks like it on that playground. So yeah, try and recreate the photo.
Can't do it 100%.
I was there on New Year's Eve, and we were running down that road. You know, Forest Drive next to that playground.
Yeah.
We were running down it to try and get a good view of the fireworks from the drive-in. And we could only hear them. We couldn't see them. I think I told you this on Messenger.
I think so.
It was the most sad boy moment. And then I just decided, I was holding nuggets and chips from McDonald's. I just decided to just empty them on my head for a video.
How many was left? Was it like, were they full? You're a fucking idiot.
It was all soggy and shit. It was such a... That was one of... You know, I've never had a good New Year's Eve ever. Have you ever had a good New Year's Eve?
I'm just trying to recall.
This is dead silence.
I'm just trying to recall all my New Year's Eves.
Yeah.
I've
never had one.
Decent ones.
I've had okay ones in the past. The worst one I ever had was when I was on a cruise, and there was only like fuckboy 16-year-olds or fuckboy 15-year-old guys and girls just doing stupid shit, and I was doing nothing. I was just walking around aimlessly by myself when the countdown happened. Even though the cruise ship was full of people, it was the worst New Year's ever. That was garbage. I don't know. That was 2016 going into 2017. The worst... See, New Year's Eve, I think one year I was just by myself at home watching. That one was the second worst. I've had some bad ones. I've never had... No, actually, I don't think I've had a lot of bad New Year's Eve. I've just never had a good one. I just try and... It's just something...
They've all been decent.
For you?
Yeah, well, for you.
Oh, no, they've all been shit.
You've never had a bad one.
Oh, did I say I never had a bad one? No, I mean, I've never had a lot of bad ones. I've had a fair few... Actually, what am I fucking saying?
You haven't had any...
I've had a lot of very average. I've had a few very bad, but I've never had a good one.
Yes, okay.
Except one time where this chick wanted to take all her clothes off and jump in my pool, and I was all for it, and my mates weren't. It was bullshit.
And did they stop her?
It's my mate's girlfriend's sister, and the girlfriend was screaming at him on the phone saying, "Don't let her take her clothes off," which is fair enough. And she was very drunk, and we were all very sober. So,
yikes, dog. Yeah.
If we were all drunk, if she didn't say that on the phone, and if that girl was going for it, I'd be like, keep going. Oh no.
What did she say on the phone again?
She's like screaming at my mate. I can't give names. You'll be able to figure it out.
Yeah, anyway. No, I'm pretty sure I already know what it is.
Screaming at my mate, saying, "Don't let her take her clothes off," crying about us having all the fun on New Year's, and she had to drive some people home, and we were driving people home at the same time. Anyway,
Yeah, I swear, on God, people were like, "Don't have fun because I'm not having fun."
Oh, I hate that shit.
Fuck them. Fuck you. I'm going to have as much fun as I can just because you said that. Honestly.
I like it when people say have fun without me, like enjoy yourself, don't worry about me. That's selfless shit. But when they're just like, hey, no, don't have fun without me. I wasn't there.
The nice way of saying
That's gonna be clipped.
the nice way of saying that is don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Yeah, my mum always says that every single time I go out. That's the last thing she says every time I leave the door. I leave the house. She goes, "Don't do anything I wouldn't do." Yeah. I'm just like,
okay.
Oh god. Nah,
No, it's just.
Oh dear.
What was? There's like 3 that stand out, right?
Yeah.
And it was. One was. Just trying to relive it. Just reliving the fucking
Silence.
sheer shit show. God damn.
Oh,
It was year 7. I was in year 7.
Going into year 8.
Going into year 8. And this was the time where I actually had a girlfriend. My first and my only currently. And I was in Mildura, so up in the fucking north for Christmas and New Year's, and it turns out she was there as well. Her family goes to they go on like a big holiday. She's Italian, so she's got like the big fucking like a fucking 15-person family, and that's only like 2 families, hers and like one other. It's just fucking huge or some shit. Jesus. And so they were staying at like a place nearby, like an actual resort. Or a proper hotel thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no way. This is fucking like god tier shit. There's no way. Like I'm gonna get in. There's no way I'm not getting in right now. And the least I could count on, right, was getting like a New Year's kiss.
Yeah.
I got dogged at the last minute because what happened was we were going. There's a spot on the river.
Just shut up. Sorry.
There's a spot on the river in Mildura where near the yacht club, and it's like this.
The Murray River.
Yeah, there's this big wide open area that's usually used for the farmers market.
Yeah,
and it's got the music bowl where it's like a sort of.
I've never been to Mildura.
No. Like in Melbourne, where it's like this little where there's like pit and there's a stage and a big. Like canopy over the top.
Yeah.
There's a little one of those on this spot there.
Yeah.
And they were holding the fireworks there. They do a little fireworks display in Mildura, and they were going to be there. So I'm like, Mum, I want to go there. And for whatever reason, the message didn't go through, and we were on the other side of the river. We were going to watch the same fireworks from a friend's houseboat on the other side of the fucking river.
Surely you just swim over to her.
I'm just like, no, there's no way. I was seriously considering, like...
That's like every
If it was just like a bridge, if it was just like if you went up the river here and it was a bridge and you could just go like this, I'd be like, yeah, fucking why not? But the thing is, you had to go back all the way, like away from the river to get to the foot of the bridge, because it went up and up and up, so it was about like 10 meters off the ground.
How long to swim over the other side? How long would it take you probably to swim over the other side?
Oh, it would have. Well, me, I'm a pretty confident swimmer, so like not swim team swimmer, but like I've done my swim lessons. I know how to do all the strokes and stuff. Would have taken me maybe 45 seconds.
No! See, but at least you're in year 7, like going year... It's not like you're 18 years old.
Yeah, the problem was...
you can get more than
it was dark.
More years kids.
It was dark, and I couldn't see the which way the... if I had have been crazier, I probably would have done that, jumped in, and...
That would have been awesome.
I would... But the problem was I didn't know how to... The 3 things. It was dark, so I couldn't really see where I was going.
Yeah.
There were other boats in the water, so there was also a current. So that's 4 things.
I was going to ask if there was a current.
I didn't know where I could get out again.
Oh, shit.
Because you're not there's no like diving spot there, and there's no like the only spots that you can really get out of the water are about this high from the ground off the level of the river, because you're meant to come in on a boat and then jump off. So if you're going to be swimming, you're swimming off the back of the boat, which is usually like this high off the water or something.
All right.
And the back of our Gran and Pip Pop's houseboat, or the houseboat that we were on at the time, had a ladder, so you'd be able to pull the ladder down and climb out of the water straight up. But I didn't know how to get out of the river on the other side. So that was gutting. I was like, fuck, you have to be kidding me.
That's got to be the worst. So it's so close yet so far away.
Literally.
The definition of so close yet so far.
And then there was this...
Oh, no.
I was like...
that sucks.
Then there was this last one. The most recent one.
Oh, 2 days ago. 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah. Where it was like I reunited with a lot of my TAFE mates who I haven't seen in a year because of COVID.
Yeah.
And then we went to one of their houses and did all that stuff, and there were so many fucking girls at one point. No, it was just like a whole load, because they went to like girls' schools and stuff. They had a lot of high school mates over, and because they went to girls' schools for high school, all their high school mates were girls.
Oh, but they're probably below 18.
No, they were all above. They were all like 20 and stuff. The problem is none of them were like my type, or I didn't get along much with most of them. There was one girl.
That's why you need to get the drinks, so they're all your type.
Fuck off. That's bullshit.
It's true though.
No, but like, yeah, but then like when it struck, everyone was doing like, everyone was kissing everyone, but I didn't get any. So, I was like...
So it was like Dr. Zoidberg in Futurama when the crustacean happens, where they all the lobsters fuck, and he's just there. And then then all the lobsters die because they find out that their species dies after sex.
Sort of like that, but without the dying after part.
Oh, no!
Yeah.
Oh.
And then it's like...
were you the only person there? Surely not the only.
No, I don't think I was the only person there, but
it
certainly feels like you're the only person there.
They all probably had a lot to drink, though.
Yeah.
You gotta get on the beers, Dan Andrews!
You gotta be fucking... No.
Now, Andrew.
Shut up.
Sarah.
Shut up. But then... I mean, that part didn't really bother me much, because it was just a really good time overall, and I didn't want to let that, the fact that I didn't get a New Year's kiss dampen the whole time. And then I had to babysit two dudes who got fucking so smashed and couldn't hold it.
That would have been me. You would have had to babysit on another night. Yeah. Do you want to just come out with me one night where I just get smashed and you have to take care of me?
Not really. I'm not a,
You don't want to take care of me. That's a bad idea.
Like, I mean, I will if I have to, because I don't want to let you just be, fucking on your own.
I reckon one night you'll just be like, fuck it, and you'll just get on the beers.
No.
Oh, Dan Andrews.
Shut up. You give me so much
shit
for my choice.
Andrew.
This is my choice.
I don't give you that much
you
shit.
Do.
I could give you more.
Yeah, well, if you gave
it's
me more...
encouragement.
I'd be annoyed. I'd be very annoyed.
It's encouragement. It's not like, fuck you for not drinking. It's more just like, Andrew.
Yikes.
Now, Andrew... Sarah. For fuck's sake. You heard that remix, haven't you?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you didn't even know what I was talking about.
No, I didn't.
I'll put it in the edit. I'll play it to you after. There's too many things I gotta play to you after this.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's just walk to the forest.
Nah.
Oh, you can't be fucked?
Not walking. I walked so much today.
You don't want to see the treehouse demolished?
Next time.
I'll show you a photo on my phone.
Alright.
What were you gonna say?
But yeah, that was just...
the shitness.
So never had, a great New Year's, but haven't had a shit one.
Damn.
I don't think. Well, I mean, yeah, that one in Mildura was definitely shit. But it was like... I was just like... I was so angry with Mum, because she knew that I wanted to be over the other side of the river. But the problem is, when we were going to, what's it called? Going across to where we were going to see the thing.
Yeah.
Mum didn't want to just let me go on my own because I was only like 14 or something.
14, yeah.
She didn't want to just let me go on my own, even though I'd be in like the crowd. That's probably why she didn't want me to go on my own. But I also got into the car with Gran because I had to, because there was no other space in her car. So it's like,
damn.
And I couldn't quite explain to Granny at the time that I wanted to be over the other side of the river because my girlfriend was over the other side of the river, and I wanted to be with her on New Year's Eve.
If you're 20, if you were your age now, you'd be able to pull that off.
I would.
Quick snap.
Absolutely. I'd be just like...
I'd swim over. The current doesn't give me... I wouldn't give a fuck about the current. I wouldn't give a fuck about the
No,
boats.
I'd just walk across the river. I'd walk across the river. I'll channel
Terminator
my fucking
style.
Jesus.
Just Principal Skinner when Bart escapes from school and he just walks through the current like there's no fucking current at all. I love that clip. I'll put that in the edit.
Find my way back up to the bridge and cross it, because it does have a footpath on one side that you can walk across. So it's not like you're just walking on the tarmac.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was definitely
Oh dear.
one of the darkest days.
Oh well, you're only year 8, or year 7. You're only like 14.
Yeah.
That shit happens all the time when you're young. I feel like if that happened when you're older and you could have got puss.
It just felt like an alignment of the stars, and then I just got dogged at the last hurdle. Because it was so much fun. Like it was honestly like the best time, because I got to meet her family and like play around with them, because they had like a pool at this hotel area. So I was like, fuck yeah, I bought my swimmers because we were gonna do some swimming in the river. So I was like, yeah, why not? So I got to muck around with her and her cousins in the pool, and
Oh, so you still had a good time.
yeah, it was a really good time.
So that was the best New Year's Eve like holiday that included New Year's Eve, or the worst. I don't know what you mean.
No, it was like
That was the most memorable.
It was definitely memorable.
It stands
out
out
in terms of the holiday around New Year's.
Yeah, and
it was one of the best. But in terms of the actual like moment of New Year's,
terrible.
It was just I was gutted. I couldn't even. I was just like, I watched the things, and I'm like, well, I mean, I remember thinking, at least we're both watching the same fireworks in person, and then I thought, too bad I can't be over the other side of the fucking river. I was just like, fuck. I was fuming. I was so mad. I was so angry.
Oh no.
But it was that anger at sort of, I couldn't be angry at Granny because it wasn't her fault that I couldn't really communicate it to. I couldn't like.
Oh, is this the Granny I know, or the Granny? Or
Yeah.
yeah,
Mum's.
Yeah.
Mum. Yeah. I couldn't really like get the words out at that time, and I tried to explain it, but it just didn't. I was like,
oh well.
Yeah, nah, it was.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
Fucking hell. No, I mean, I've had that happen. I think every New Year's I've like hyped it up for myself, thinking this is going to be the New Year's. This is going to be the one, and it's fucking as bad as the last. I mean, this New Year's wasn't terrible because I had a few mates over, but we didn't drink at all. We didn't get smashed, and I was like, what a fucking waste. I've never, ever been drunk on New Year's. I've had like a few drinks, like last 2 New Year's, never been drunk. Not even close to being drunk on New Year's before.
It's better than... Honestly, you think it'll be great until you're the one puking on the ground or on yourself, because that's what happened. One of the dudes...
That's a good night.
That's not a fucking good night. I don't get it.
Nah, look, I've had a bad drunk night once before that was pretty bad, but yeah.
Like...
Not far from your house, actually, where it happened.
It was... One of them went to the toilet and was sitting there and just went all over himself. So they had to run the washing machine to wash his clothes, and he had to
What a cooker.
get spares. Yeah, well, it wasn't his fault. He just went along with the atmosphere and ended up. He comes from a religious background where they don't generally accept drinking like that.
Oh no.
So he's only just recently come into that sort of party spirit, and
That'll be you soon.
he hasn't. No, fuck off. He hasn't been able to test his limits properly, and this was him testing his limits properly.
I have two really good stories. One that I wasn't there for, and one I was right next to the person. Really briefly.
Oh, yeah.
So it'll beat that one. Are you gonna shoot yourself with my story?
No.
Okay, so the first one is my mate Jamie around all these hot girls on a silo on the Yarra River, vomited on himself in the middle of the day on a really nice sunny clear skies day, just on a lilo, whatever it is, floaty. Not a lilo. It's like one of those boats, that cruise boats where everyone has drinks and stuff. All these hot girls around him. He's just sitting there all over him. And I don't have the video. I had the video I saw yesterday of him a few seconds before, and it was just like to be continued. Nah.
That's so fucked.
I'm glad I wasn't there for that because I would have cringed as hard. He was very embarrassed. I feel bad for him. But there's another one of my mate. Yeah, that's a terrible one.
That's awful. I can only imagine.
There's one that's also embarrassing for my mate Jeremy. We were all in the spa, right? A few days before New Year's, we're just having a spa night. I've still drinking a fair bit. And Jeremy had a lot to drink, but we didn't know he had drinks at the MCG to watch the cricket earlier in the day. So he goes to the MCG, has all these, chunky salsa nachos, loaded nachos, and then he drinks a shit ton of beer, and then he goes to Bert's house, and he's still a little bit drunk, and then he drinks the same amount we did, so he's fucked. And in the spa, I'm just sitting next to him, I look at his face, and he's just like...
Yeah, you can.
And I'm like,
you can see it.
Guys, he's about to vomit. He's about to vomit, and they're just like, no, he's not. And his face is green and shit, and just in the spa... Half of it a little bit went in the spa, and then he moved, I'm like, to the side, and he just created this massive pile that just kept building of
and then it goes
salsa.
It goes through the spa system, and it all comes up the jets.
I can tell you that the next day. That's the addition to the story in a second. So
fuck.
what happened was he
gross.
kept adding to the pile, and it's just all these chunky salsa bits included with vomit. Anyway, the next day we're just in the spa.
You got back in it after
we
you saw it?
We didn't know he vomited in the spa. I thought he did all his vomiting out of the spa. But James has like a glove, and he's picking his bits of vomit out of all the chunky bits from his stomach contents, and he's throwing it out of the spa. And we hop out of the spa, and our skin's all slimy because the spa's water was full of vomit.
Oh, that's so fucked. Honestly, that's foul. That's fucking. Oh, that's so grody.
That's so disgusting.
That's so grody.
Oh, it's disgusting.
Oh.
Disgusting! When have you learned to vomit in the spa after taking a shit?
At least it wasn't fucking green or anything.
But it was fucking funny as... Oh, man, it was just so funny watching him adding to this pile, this never-ending pile of vomit. It was so gross. I was... Because vomit doesn't really gross me out that much. Someone could vomit on me, and I don't really give a shit. I mean, if there's someone to vomit on, pick me, because I don't care about vomit. But shit, gross. That's on the other hand.
You
That's
heard it
fucked.
here first, guys. Vomit on me.
Yeah, vomit on me. I don't really care. Don't vomit on my face. That's a bit gross. Or in my mouth. Yuck. But seriously, though, it was fucking hilarious. Anyway, great stuff. There's the worst night drunk I've ever had. I explained this on the inebriated individuals, but it's in an unlisted video. It's not public. The worst night drunk I ever had was I didn't eat dinner at all, which is the first big mistake. I just had these little tater tots at the party. I started with 6 beers, light beers, so I thought they would be fine. And then I went on to Jack Daniels. I had 4 cans of Jack Daniels. And then I went on to... And I was playing beer pong in between, so I was taking a shit ton of shots in between playing beer pong. They're just shots of beer, not even shots of... But I remember being in the toilet, sitting on the toilet, calling my mates, my mates are trying to call me because they were like, my mate just rocked up at my house and he's like, no, he's like calling me. He's like, are you home at the moment? I'm like, I'm in Melbourne, like so far away. I'm like, yeah, I'm not home, Steve. I was so drunk, most drunk I've ever been by far. And this is at a big party with heaps of people. And the first half of the party, I was like making a good impression, just like talking to everyone,
And then you just went to
witty
shit.
lines, and I just went to fucking garbage for the rest of the night. It was terrible. It was so bad. I was friends with everyone at the party for the first half of the night, and then for the second half of the night, no one wanted to know I existed, except my close friends.
Yikes.
It was bad. It was so bad. And I vomited in the garden. I vomited on the dude's brick outside of his, brick veranda, outside his sliding door. I vomited in a plastic bucket of sorts. I vomited everywhere. It was just cooked. And I somehow put myself to bed. And, I had about... Oh, yeah. And after all that, after the beer pong shots, after 4 Jack Daniels, after 6 beers, after all that, I still had this much of a bottle of straight whiskey. And that's what made me vomit. I was pouring cups and making them half whiskey and half Coke. Instead of a little bit whiskey and the rest Coke. There was like 6 shots in one cup. And that's what made me just throw up everywhere. It was probably about 24 standard drinks, maybe more.
That's munted.
I've never gone that hard. I've never even gone close to going that hard. That's the worst I've gone by far. The second worst was here, and it only vomited because I had shots and I didn't mix anything. But I didn't have anything close to the amount of drinks I had that night. Anyway, get drunk. I guarantee you, dude, if you ever want to, get drunk, just don't ever get that drunk. Because I think my mate tells me that I told someone to headbutt me that night. I don't think I did, but he saw it apparently. He saw me go, headbutt me. And the dude headbutted me really as hard as he could. I told the dude to headbutt me as hard as I could. I don't remember doing that at all whatsoever. I only know that because my mate tells me that I said that. It was fucking bad. And James, my mate, has seen me drunk many, many times. I'm famous for never vomiting in front of certain mates. Like, I've got a group of mates who have never seen me vomit before. The only people who've seen me vomit are my TAFE mates. And they've seen me vomit like 3 times. And that's the only times I've ever vomited while drunk. Anyway.
Yikes.
They saw me vomit... Let's see. They saw me vomit off my balcony. They saw me vomit at Matt's party in 2019. And they saw me vomit earlier in last year or early 2020 in the car. If I get in a car the day after I've had a big night and the car trip's longer than 10 minutes, I'm fucking gone. Because the car moving, stopping and starting, that's just making my stomach a fucking another drink being mixed, and that's just the end of me. I'll vomit everywhere.
Yikes.
Anyway, that's my little tangent.
No, it's interesting.
Oh, thanks.
I kept getting comments off of people at this last one. And they're like, oh, it must be so interesting for you to watch everyone deteriorate like this. One of the guys is literally like, it must be so interesting to watch everyone just go down the toilet like this. And I'm like, yeah, honestly, it's free fucking entertainment.
That's funny that you find it entertaining. If I'm there,
I think it's just funny how people change.
Yeah, oh yeah.
When they've had a real them.
You see the real them.
And
headbutt me.
It was fucking. I was standing up the front talking to Nikita, the girl who had the party at her place, and one of the guys rocks up with 2 of his mates, and they get out the Uber. No, sorry, it was his brother's car. Uber would never have allowed this. They pull out like 2 full like boxes. Like the big things, slabs or something
of
beer, and they've got whiskey and Jack Daniels.
Rum.
And they had one of them bought a big bottle. It was like
I'm into rum at the moment.
Glass bottle of it was called Fireball, and I don't know what that is.
You don't know what Fireball is?
No. What's that?
That's what will start you off. That's some of this heavy shit there is. It tastes insanely good. It gets you drunk insanely fast. Fireball's one of the most famous drinks.
Oh, yeah.
They have shots at clubs for like $2 or $3.
So, and I'm like, Atib, his name's Atib. Did you just buy the entire fucking bottle-o? What? They literally had like one thing in each arm, and there's 3 of them. So I'm like, did you buy the entire fucking bottle? They've got enough stuff here already. And he's like, I don't know.
That's just a normal Saturday night for me.
No, you gotta be joking.
I'm serious. We all get.
He said that. He said this whole entire thing would have cost like above $100 for all of the stuff that he bought.
That's a good deal. I usually go over 300.
You gotta be shitting me.
With all my mates combined, we go fucking way
shitting
over.
Me.
Well, dude, it's a big night with the boys.
You don't need to get drunk to have fun.
I spent $300 the other night, best night of my life.
I was having so much fun there.
You don't need to get drunk to have fun, but more recently, I've had some really great nights. Just getting on the beers with Dan Andrews and just having a great time. It's been great. I mean, I'm not pressuring you at all into getting drunk. I mean, it's up to you, man. But more recently, when I'm the person who's sober watching everyone else get fucked, it's a depressing thing. Like, I'm not looking forward to being the designated driver and that being my turn to be the designated driver. In fact, I'm going to try and avoid that as much as possible. Like, I'll drive everyone around. I'll drive you around. I'll drive all my mates around. Jesus.
I don't need you to drive me around. I can do that myself.
I'll drive you around when I get my P's before you. Whoa!
Yeah. All right.
I think I'm jinxing myself. I'll probably fail the test the first time around. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, 11 hours or something.
What do you mean, 11 hours?
How many hours do you have?
Like 45.
Oh.
Look, we don't talk about this.
Don't talk about it on camera.
Yeah, Adam's done like what, 130?
131 currently.
Shit. You just need a few lessons.
Didn't they update it or something recently to be needing more than 120?
I don't know.
I remember hearing something about there being a push to make it 240.
I've heard about that.
240 hours.
Fucking
and I'm just
hell.
Like, thank goodness I got my learners before they pushed that, because if they had changed it when I heard about it, I
couldn't do 120.
I would have been exempted from having to do 240 because I was still under the rules of 120. So I would have been like, yeah.
See, your driving story is admirable because you did get your L's at what, 16?
Yeah, I got it. I think I got it like a month or so after I turned 16.
Yeah, but you just live in the city, so there's so much convenience everywhere.
Yeah, I just didn't need it.
No,
there was no, like, Mum tells me that she basically got hers as soon as she possibly could because she lived in a country town and had to have it to be able to get around. I didn't need that. I had the yearly Mikey.
I need it.
There was fucking nowhere I went that I couldn't get to without using public transport.
That's pretty good.
So I was going basically just to school and home. So it was like I could either walk or catch public transport.
I will say, to go to the city from your house, you definitely need your license. Catching the train from your house to the city is the biggest bitch in the world. I'll honestly.
You just go down Warrigal Road and then you get to Holmes Glen,
which takes ages to begin with.
Hardly.
I think it takes forever.
That takes
so long. He's lying. Schedule. It takes ages.
It's not.
Getting from his house to Holmes Glen without a bus takes fucking forever.
Or you could walk down the hill.
Does that take you to the city? Walking down the hill of your street?
To Ashburton Station.
And then you go to the city.
And then you get on there and go in.
I guess that's not so bad.
At some times of the day, you will need to stop at Camberwell and change, because sometimes during the day they run the Alamein line from Alamein all the way in.
Yeah.
And sometimes they just run it between Alamein and Camberwell.
See, it's just not reliable enough. Haven't you got your own car?
Only during the... It's usually only during...
I'm saying this and I still don't have my license.
The middle of the day that they have it go... at peak times, they have it go all the way through.
Yeah.
But other times, it's just between Camberwell and Alamein. Which is fine, because you get to Camberwell.
Yeah.
And every single one that goes past... Camberwell services like 4 different lines.
Yeah.
So you're getting the traffic of 4 different lines going in for every one that goes out, So it's like you go in and there's like an inbound train every 10 or so minutes.
That's not bad.
I think it gets to like every 30 minutes.
Yeah.
At the dead of night, when there's literally like one train running an hour, you get one every 30 minutes.
We caught trams though back from the footy that night because the trains were just...
The trains were fucking smashed.
Yeah.
Because it was such a big game. And
Yeah.
everyone was
78,000.
getting on the trains. The trains were absolutely... We got to... I think we walked back to... we walked back to the station.
That was crazy. 78,000 people at that game. We couldn't get back. Quick enough.
We got to the station, and it was either catch the Glen Waverley train, which wasn't going to come for a long time, or catch catch a train going to Camberwell, because I was waiting at the Glen Waverley one. I'm like, oh, this is going to... It was like 20 minutes or something, and I was just like, fuck it, I don't want to have to wait. There's a Lilydale train going through in about 2 minutes. We got on that one, and it was packed to the walls. We were like squished in. We had to fight our way to get off it. So I'm like, we get on the Lilydale one, and we can get off at Camberwell. And we got off at Camberwell, and at that time they were servicing the main three, which is Lilydale and like, I think it's like Craigieburn or something. The ones that go through Box Hill. And but they weren't doing Alamein as often. So I'm like, it was like 20 minutes to an Alamein. I'm like, well, we shouldn't... At that point, we should have just waited till the Glen Waverley one. Then I thought, well, the Camberwell station's right beside the Camberwell Junction, which has, I think it's a 72 tram, and that goes right up Toorak Road past Warrigal Road. So I'm like, you know what? Let's dash for that one.
And we made it, didn't we?
I think we did make it for the first one there, and it was barren. There was no one on it.
We did well.
It was really good. It was a good idea.
Well, it was crazy.
I'm pretty sure we got home before the train would have arrived to Camberwell.
I still think you live in a really tricky spot for getting to and back from the city at night when you really need to get there. I just only know this because of this. That night when I dogged you and I just decided I wanted to yeet it to Crown.
That's because it was just...
That was a bad idea.
That was they've shaved that down.
Have they?
Yeah. You go there and it's like, you know how cement, the top layer hardens and it becomes really dark? But if you shave it away, it's really light. Yeah, there's this big triangle. It's about this wide at its widest. And it's just been cut. They must have come in with this huge grinder and just gone...
Wow. So many more people must have got injuries like this. Because that fucking cement did that to me.
It was like this high, right beside a kindergarten.
Fucking assholes.
No way.
They would have
gotten complaint upon complaint from the folks who brought their kids in there, folks who worked there, because that's a trip. That was an honest to goodness tripping hazard, and especially for kids who can't quite lift their legs up so high to be able to just step over it. They would have gone over and over and over. For
those of you who don't know, this is the worst skateboarding accident I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, you came back and you thought your wrist was broken.
It felt broken. It still feels broken. No, I couldn't bend my arm, and I could feel the bone sort of like grinding when I thought it was.
Wasn't
broken.
It a fracture at least?
It wasn't even a fracture. It was just.
You jarred a nerve or something.
The nerves were all fucked inside. It took about 3 months for me to be able to do that again.
Yeah, you definitely hit a nerve on that one.
That was bad.
That was bad.
The tendon.
And then your mum's like, "That's what you get. That's what you get for doing that, trying to abandon Adam." And I'm like,
"It's true."
Yeah.
You didn't want to go to Crown, and I really wanted to go to Crown, so I just made a conscious decision. You don't dog your friends, but I don't know. I maybe dog your friends when they're just like, fuck you, I don't want to go. No, I'm kidding. That was bad. Nah, next time we'll plan it better and it'll be... we should resurrect that night. We should just be like, plan the Crown trip, plan it all.
Plan the Crown trip and then I'll get cold feet and then you'll go and crash again.
No!
No, I think it was just because the last time there was something to do with going out with your mates. It was when Chelsea called and then she got cold feet about it because I was, joking about you were going over to hers and I was like, oh yeah, mind if I come along? It'll be fun. And then she was like, yeah. And then she was like, no. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, rip fun.
I would elaborate on that, but I can't because we're recording a camera right now. That was definitely very, very odd. But moving on.
Oh.
We'll talk about it more when the cameras stop rolling. That one was fucking hell.
Nah, yeah, that was exceptional.
I felt so bad for you because that was stupid. Next time, you know.
Next time there'll be better planning.
Yeah, and you'll be invited no matter what.
Board. Yeah,
and it'll be with my mates. I'll be with my bloke mates, so there's no intervening or anything, you know. And you, actually, I got the best idea. When your parents go away, we should do a big night of club so you can bring a chick back to your house. And we can all bring chicks back to your house.
And then I use Matt's room, Mum's room.
No, I'll be using my room from when I lived there.
We'll have to wait a bit. That room, we've actually disassembled the bed.
Really?
The Mum and Dad are painting all the downstairs rooms, so your room's completely. All the stuff has been
get a new bed.
The office.
The bed sucks.
The bed's fine.
I hated sleeping
on
that bed.
When they put it back together, it'll be all tightened up. All the bolts will be, screwed in properly because they hadn't really, gone at it with a spanner for a while. So if it squeaked or anything, it'd be better once they've put it back together because they'll make sure that everything's properly...
The bed's fine. It's just when you sleep on that single bed that you guys have that is like the most godly single bed in the history of the universe.
That one's actually pretty sweet.
Your mum's just like, oh, sorry, Sam, my parents are coming over. You're going to have to sleep on this single bed in the room next to it. And I'm just like, oh, no. I'm going to sleep on the floor on a freaking little mattress. They bring the mattress down and I'm just like, oh, shit. This is the worst. The first night I slept on it was probably one of the best nights of sleep I've ever had in my entire life. And I'm just really lying on this mattress not wanting to get off and get a tape. I'm just like, yeah! And literally when everyone left and that room was available to me again, I didn't want to leave the study. I just wanted to sleep on that little mattress.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was the best. Oh, it was so good. It was just nice.
I think it's because that one hasn't really been used.
Yeah.
It's still retained all of its like... My mattress is definitely getting a bit fucked.
Oh no.
I've had it for like 15 years.
What?
The bed frame is still very, very well to do for 15 years. But
need a double bed, dude. Get a double bed.
I don't have the space. I don't have the space in my room.
Move rooms. Legit. Move to the room downstairs. You get better internet. I had amazing internet living in that room downstairs.
Yeah, but we've wired my room now.
Oh, okay. The only problem with that room downstairs is the privacy. Like, you had to have that curtain closed or else people driving past would... Pretty sure people driving past saw my dick a few times.
You like that, don't you?
Fuck. Oh, God. That's very bad. That's where the awkward part of the podcast.
Welcome to the awkward part of the podcast. The hour mark. Woo! That's what I'm talking about,
God. We'll just keep going.
Why not?
We could just split these. Hey, it's not everyone. Welcome to episode 25 of the Roast Podcast.
Outro the last one.
No, I just said we're going to split these and then it just transitions to the next one. I don't know what I'm doing right now.
You're supposed to give an outro to the last one.
Oh, goodbye. And then I'll just edit that into the last one.
Shit out. And you wonder why I don't want to take on the responsibility of fucking editing it. You
will take on responsibility one day. You'll be the sole editor. Unless we hire someone, which would be pretty good. They just add all these special effects. We'd be able to do multi-cameras and they'd freaking do...
Turn us into YouTube poops.
There's a bit before where you made a noise. You know the custom gross 420, the no, when he has the giant bong rip and he does the no, that's become like a soundboard thing.
No.
Oh, I gotta play it. You did this noise similar to that before, and I'm like, oh no, someone gets a hold of that. We do. And then I did one that's gonna be clipped, so it's that happens all the time. But this is the new podcast. Oh, yeah. It's gotten dark. This is another episode. This is probably a much shorter episode than the last two. Yeah, what are we doing? That's a good question.
You're fucking shitter. I can't believe you didn't. You just completely didn't outro the last one.
It's funny. There's one thing I really want to talk about, and that is the road to me getting my life together.
All right. Take the floor.
Okay. A year ago, a young man sitting at this table, Adam. No, me. I had no job, I had no license, I had no car, I had no girlfriend. Still don't have a girlfriend. I had no...
Well, you've got a car, job, license.
I had no money. I had nothing a year ago. Now I have a job. Now I don't have a girlfriend.
You and me both, brother.
I have my hazards and lesson test booked in. I have money now, and we're on the roads to recovery is all I'm saying. But this is the bigger picture I'm leading to, and that is when I went for my L's when I was 16, and I missed it by 2 questions. I failed.
I reckon they dogged you.
They dogged me. I would have passed if I got 2 questions correct where I changed the answer last second doing the test. I was 16. I had no fucking clue what I was doing. I didn't study for it enough, I don't think. And it was...
Trust me, I didn't either.
It was bad.
I just read the book once.
How'd you get it?
I just read the book once. And
you read the book. Okay. I didn't read the book.
You didn't get the book?
I got the book. I didn't read it.
No wonder you failed. No fucking wonder you failed. The book is the easiest thing. It's like 30 pages.
Yeah.
And it's written as simply as it possibly could be.
I read the book when I went for my L's 2.5 years later when I was 18.
Or if you had failed the second time when you were 18.
Well, there was so much pressure. I was like, fuck this. The first time I went to do my L's when I was 18, the second time I went for my L's when I was 18, I rocked up and I didn't have the right identification. And Mum had already dropped me off and be like, I got to go to something else. See ya. She dropped me off. And Vic Roads in Dramana is like in the middle of fucking nowhere. So I had to walk from Vic Roads after not having the right identification, going for my L's at the age of 18, to I had to walk about 10 or 12 kilometers more than that, to get to this, restaurant somewhere. It was just a long ass fucking walk. Worst day ever. Then like a week later, I went for my L's, passed easily. I think I got 94%, 95% or something. Ooh, when I was 18, I got 95%. I was 98% actually. Fucking hell. No, and I think, so it wasn't until 2019 where I started driving. I got my L's in 2017 when I was 18, and then I started driving when I was 20 in 2019.
Honestly,
how bad is that?
Folks will give shit for not, driving, but it's not the be all to end all.
It isn't. But at the same time, if anyone's watching this, get your fucking license at the age you're meant to get it. At like the age where you're allowed your license, get it wherever you live.
Get your license when you feel comfortable enough to do so. Don't feel pressured into getting it.
Okay, I agree with that.
Possible.
I agree with both. I agree with get it because you'll need it. I say just do it, to be honest. I say just go out of your comfort zone and just get it. Because I was in my comfort zone just like, I don't want to drive yet. I didn't like driving. And then now I'm just like, what have I done the last few years? Having said that, I don't think I've missed out on that much stuff without my license. I've only missed about 500 social gatherings.
Oh. I haven't missed anything, I'm pretty sure.
Shit. There you go.
Because I live in the city.
God! I could have caught a freaking tram or bus or train if I lived here, but no. If I lived in the city, but I can't.
Yeah, exactly. I was able to just catch the what's it called? Or Mum will drive me because it's not that far. It's not like you have to go over the fucking mountain ranges and across the rivers like you live in that.
Across the rivers.
Yeah, you live
where the rivers run wild. I live out in the what?
The sticks?
This isn't the sticks, this is the stones I live out in.
Look, break my bones.
I live out in a nice spot, alright? Where sticks and stones do break my bones and name words will never hurt me.
Yes.
And it's a good fun.
It is good fun.
A good fun.
It is a good fun.
It is great living out here. I love it. I'm probably living in Mount Martha my whole life, I reckon. I don't like the city. It's yucky. It's icky.
Well, why are you just like, I love coming to your place. It's great.
You like
go
my
to the
place?
City, go to the Goat Crown, go to all those places.
Well, that is tempting. Get the double shots. Get the fireball.
That was one of the things. They made like this weird mixer of like fireball.
Oh, so we're back to the night from the previous podcast.
I don't know. No, you just
back to New Year's Eve. Yeah.
You just jog my memory.
Yeah, I just need to tell the viewers.
It was like a fireball Red Bull or something.
Yeah.
And they were just sculling it, and I'm like, you shitters.
See, I wouldn't scull anything mixed with an energy drink, because that's just retarded.
The funny thing was, there was a drinking game at the start, and to participate, I had lemonade instead.
Oh, no!
Fuck off. Give me shit.
I can't avoid going, oh no, to that.
At At least I participated.
That's what I did one night when it had been 2 nights since I got really drunk from something. I did that one night and I got endless shit. Surely you've had a night where you just got shit on. Well, you must be with the right people then, because
Yes.
I'm with the wrong people who give me so much shit for not drinking. It's not even funny, and I need to check to see if this camera is still rolling. I'm gonna go this way. Look, I've had some nights.
Fill my water up, boss.
Oh no!
Is it not recording? Did it run out of power?
Well, we got audio.
We do have audio. Doesn't have to be a video podcast this time.
Well, it isn't at all a video podcast because none of that just recorded. I pressed record, but it must have. Oh, this fucking phone.
My guy, you got a job, you got money. Save up and get a good GoPro or something.
A good camera.
Good camera, something with a tripod that you don't have to set up, the leaning tower of random shit to get going, and then you can.
Oh no, we got something. We're in business.
How much?
36 minutes.
Oh,
That'll do.
that's less than half of what we.
I know it is, but it's something.
I wouldn't use it.
Oh, I'll use it.
So what? There'll just be an arbitrary cut where it goes.
I should have gone and checked it. I was thinking of going and checking it like 30 minutes ago, and then I would have fixed all our problems. That's fine. It's fine. We're still
audio. We're still hearing audio.
Well,
we're still hearing spirit.
We might cut into the next podcast right now, even though we just did cut into the next podcast. We might cut into it again.
Shocking.